Hey y'all, are you going to be in Vegas for BravoCon? Well, I am. I'm going to be there with producer Ingrid, and Keisha's going to be there too. We're going to have so much freaking fun. I want to tell y'all that our friend Amy Phillips, Amy Phillips, she is doing her Cabaret Amy show. She's doing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And after the Cabaret Amy on Thursday night, Pink Shade is sponsoring an after party. Tickets are $40. It does not include food or drinks. It is going to be so fun. I'm going to be there. Of course, Ingrid will be there. Her sister will be there. And Amy Phillips will be there. So you'll have a chance for photo ops. And the best part is there's swag bags that Ingrid and I have been working on that are really cool with some really cool labeled Pink Shade stuff, BravoCon stuff. Very excited. So if you want to know more about it, you can go to the Instagram at Pink Shade Pod, or you can just send me a DM, or you can go to Amy Phillips, Meet Amy Phillips. That's her Instagram, and you can find out all the information. But it's Thursday, November 2nd. It's at 10:30 after the Cabaret Amy, which starts at 9. If you want to meet us, do photo op, all that stuff, that's where you need to be. And again, if you have any questions, you can just reach out to us on Instagram. But the link is in the show notes of this episode. All right. Thanks. Hope to see you there. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Pink Shade. Welcome back, Mary Payne. Thanks, Mary Payne. It's good to be back.
You're such a goofball.
Oh, my God. Last week you heard Keisha and Amy doing a recap of Love During Lockup, which was fan-freaking-tastic. Thank you guys so much for filling in.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Great. I'm glad that you two of my favorite people got to meet. That was exciting.
First time ever talking ever in life, and I don't think anyone could tell.
No, but you're real easy to talk to, and so is she. So I didn't have any worries. Yeah,
we just started, and it just went.
I know. Well, when you have the common love of trashy people, it's it's easy.
Ratchet ass people always have a way of bringing people together. Yes.
Oh my gosh. At the start, let's go ahead and say nobody else needs to let us know that Asonta died. We know.
Girl.
We know. I got like a DM this morning. I was like, thank you. I know. I know. We know. We knew the day it happened. We know.
Yeah. Like I knew before Raneka knew.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah,
I did, because she hadn't started. I did a full-on investigation, and if you want to hear about my investigation, tune into the Libra Lounge for Keisha's newest episode.
Okay.
I knew before she did, because I saw one small thing, got super nosy, and went into full investigative mode. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I think I've gotten about 20. Hey, did you see this? Did you know that?
Yes.
We get paid to know. I mean, we really don't.
Right.
But that's how we feel about it.
Well, it's very sad no matter what the case. Yeah. But just at the base level, my understanding was that he was in the car with some other people. He's the only one that died. And he was married or engaged to somebody else already and had a baby on the way.
So, yeah, he was running from the police. He had 4 teenagers in the car with him.
I don't know. Why you got 4 teenagers with you? That's weird.
And I don't know if they were relatives or what. But, conspiracy theories, people are like, oh, is he into trafficking? I'm like, I don't think so. Pretty sure he's not. But he did it. That was pretty irresponsible to be running from the law with teenagers in your damn car.
Yeah.
And that he does have a baby on the way. I think the girl is like 5 months pregnant. And it is most definitely not Raneka.
Yeah, because he's 32 or 33 years old and running around with a bunch of teenagers. So, I mean, my mind goes to, he was doing back into dealing the drugs, and these were some of his, drug dealing friends.
We know he was, because he was arrested earlier last month. Or was it earlier last month?
That's right.
I think it was the same month, for possession of cocaine and marijuana with the intent to sell. Like, I mean, the boy came out of prison just fucking and drugging. That's it.
Yeah. And so he was arrested a month or so ago on these charges, but not put back in jail, obviously.
I guess he was out on bond.
Seems to be a parole violation to me, but what do I know? I never know what I'm talking about in these situations.
We just kind of guess and go, to our Rolodex of Love After Lockup episodes to try to figure out the case and, our little We went to law school online, all of
not,
that.
not even. Not even. Oh,
So,
God.
yeah, it's pretty
Well,
sad. I
that's,
mean, yeah.
and I guess, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to have him on this whole next season, and just every single episode, we're going to put a RIP at the end.
Okay, this is Sweet TV. They're not going to put a RIP at the end of every episode. I think they'll do it one more time at the end of the season because I
Yeah.
don't foresee them. Like, people are like, oh, are they going to take them out? I
Yeah.
don't think so. I mean, how many times have we watched a television show and someone from the show dies? I mean, the
Right.
show doesn't stop. You just keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah.
signed a contract and all of that stuff, so I think they're going to show it.
It's terrible. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, some other announcements before we get into this finale show. You guys, if you're going to be at BravoCon in Vegas, or if you just live in Vegas, so BravoCon starts on Friday. So on Thursday night, November 2nd, Amy Phillips is doing her cabaret show. She's doing it all 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But if you go Thursday night, buy a ticket for her show, and then after you're going to the checkout, there's an add-on to do the Pink Shade after party. And so we're hosting this after party. It's at the same theater, just in a different room. The tickets are $40. No, it does not include any food or drink. It is Vegas. And you will get a really cool swag bag. And Ingrid and I had a meeting today. Sorry, something just got my eye, Keisha. Ingrid and I had a meeting today, figuring out all the cool stuff to go in our swag bags. And so that's exciting. It's not going to be a pitiful swag bag. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. And Amy's getting something to put in as well. I think she's doing like trucker hats. Like, she's doing something really good.
Cool. Is she gonna be naked at her cabaret show?
No, that is burlesque, not cabaret.
Oh, I'm so excited.
No, but Ingrid will strip for you if you ask. She's not afraid.
I mean, do I have to give her alcohol or just ask her?
Probably not. You just ask her.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, I know I'm digging around in my eye, but I got an eyelash in my eye.
What were you and Dave doing before we started the show, Mary Payne?
Dave's in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
He is not even in town. No, I just got like an eyelash in my eye. All right, well, I'll just dig through my eye while we talk. Okay, so gross. So anyway, guys, go on over. You can find that on notorietylive.com. The link will be below, or you can probably just click on my Instagram or Amy Phillips' Instagram. And even if you can't go to the Thursday thing, I highly recommend you at least go to Amy's Cabaret Me show. It's really great. Really great. I saw it in New York. It was really great. Okay.
Nice.
All right, so are you ready to talk about these people?
Yes, this was the season finale, right?
Yeah. Season finale, and we're going to roll right into Love After Lockup.
Which is always better than Love During Lockup.
Yeah, and we've got new people. Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't take any notes on that because I was like, I'm tired, and I'll just be excited about meeting them next week.
All right.
Right.
We got new Friday Fools.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. So season 4, episode 9, Are You His Auntie? What a terrible title.
Yeah. It was a terrible situation, too, with the auntie.
I know. When we get there, we're going to have to really break it down what we think is the story there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with Jade. Oh, my God. And did you notice how Chris talks like her, too? Chris talks like,
they
oh,
do.
My God. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got it, too. Yeah.
So I wonder who had it first, her or him?
Her.
You think her?
Her. Yeah, because she and her sister are trying to be the Jardashians.
Jardashians. It's just so stupid. Oh, my God. Okay, girl.
So we open up and Jade is on the beach. She's, she lives in Naples, Florida, remember? And she's walking around. She's like, oh, this is so much better than South Dakota. So she's on the beach. And then we have this back and forth conversation between the two of them that was supposed to be like a teaser for us to make us think they're breaking up, but really they're agreeing.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
And she's like, listen, I know your family wanted a prenup. And so but I'm thinking maybe I need like a postnup or like your will. So I will feel protected since everything is like in your name. Girl, how is a will going to protect you?
I know. She got real morbid when she went to the will. It's like, why do you need if I were him, I'm like, bitch, you already thinking about or trying to kill me when I get out? Like, what is it? Are you going to have someone shank me while I'm in here? I don't even think she knows what a will means, Mary Payne.
I think that might be right because what she wants is a postnup. She wants something that would have been in the prenup to say, "I am
Right.
protected when we break up." And I know
Yeah.
people that have had that before, like a postnup. And I think it also applies a lot. Like if one person while you're married gets really wealthy, then you do a
Right.
postnup so people are
Hmm.
protected. In her case, she wants to make sure she's not homeless. Um,
Right.
and he goes, "So is this an ultimatum?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Listen, you live in our home, drive
Yes.
our car, use our credit cards, and just because everything is in my name doesn't mean
Mhm.
these things don't also belong to you." And she says, "But when we argue sometimes, you threaten me and say, like, I'm going to have to get out of the house." And he says,
That's not
people say,
right.
yeah, he says, people say things when they argue. That was
I
his
mean, that's
excuse.
true. Well, yeah, because I kick producer James out of the house whenever we get into an argument, or if he looks at me sideways, I'm like, "Go to your mom's house. Get out. Get out. Get out," with my broke ass telling him to get out.
Ah. So she says, "Listen, if you're not willing to sign something, you might find yourself single." So he says, "I
Ooh.
literally support you and I literally pay for everything. So how is that being used against me? It's not
Yeah.
fair." And she goes, "It's not fair that I have to wait for you for 7 years. And like, I never even thought about any of this stuff until you pointed it out to me. Okay." So he goes, "All right." And she goes, "I've made a lot of sacrifices for you, baby. Can't you do this for me, baby?"
As she's walking on the beach
In her
in the middle of the
jeans.
day because she doesn't have a job and she doesn't have any responsibilities. But yes, she's made so many sacrifices.
Yeah, she's like, "You don't want me to work because you want to take care of me." I was
And
like,
she's totally cool with that though, because she still could go get a job if she wanted to.
"So what does she do during the day? Does she go visit all his children that he doesn't pay child support for?" I don't understand.
I doubt I don't even know where they live at, but I seriously doubt that's what she's doing. I would say she's out getting Botox, but that face is still melting with each episode. It just keeps going down and down and down. I'm like, Jade, like, what is going on here? No, I think she does whatever she wants to. I think she shops. I think she's online. Wait a minute, I'm describing myself a little bit here.
Right, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Right. Let me stop talking about myself. I think she posts her videos and things like that. She's trying to be an influencer. So I
Trying.
think that's what she does. Yeah, she's trying. I don't think she's very successful at it, but she's trying. But I think that's it. That's all she does.
It's 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 interesting. She's very happy she got on the show. I'll tell you that much because she's
Very.
like, "It's my
Yes.
next step to being an influencer."
Yes.
So, and the talking head, he says, "Yeah, I'm going to do this for her. She needs to see my loyalties with her. And we're both thick headed. But at the end of the day, I know that Jade's the one for me. She's the one I want to be buried next to." What?
Why are we going back to death, people? What is
What?
going on?
What's
Do they know
happening?
something we don't know? Like
I don't
what?
know.
Is someone dying?
And then she's like, "He's the love of my life. In 5 years, what do I see? I see myself still married to Chris. He's doing good in the free world and drug free too. Maybe a kid or two. That's what I see."
And
And then,
maybe like plots. She's probably already bought their plots. Like he's gonna come home. Let me show you the plots that I got since she keeps bringing
yeah,
up
yeah.
wills and all that kind of shit. So yeah,
And then in this interstitial, she tells us about the Times Square photos. She tells him, "I'm going to send you a
yes,
picture of my uncle in Times Square." Then she says, "You send a picture of Times Square with all the
yeah.
billboards, but you Photoshop yourself necky into one of the billboards." Haven't we heard this before?
I've not heard that before, but I'm sure she got it from like some prison wives
Yeah,
Facebook account or something. That is like, I'm going to you could do that right now. You could
I
use your
could.
wallpaper, Mary Payne, put your boobs in one of the flowers and send it to Dave. You can totally do that.
He would
Like,
be like, "Why are you sending me a picture of wallpaper? Delete."
and you'd be like, look closer to the
No, I wouldn't.
left.
Ew.
Look closer.
No. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's not the first time I've heard this. I feel like on this particular show, we have
You've heard
definitely
it?
heard the Times Square thing before. Yeah.
I'm just like, how is that sexy? Like, doesn't he need like a magnifying glass to like really be able to see it
Just
good?
zoom it in. Zoom it in on the iPhone. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hmm.
All right. Let's go on to Andy and Brittany. All right. So this
Yeah.
week, we get spend a little more time with Andy and his son Barry, who seems
Yeah.
to hate him less than his daughters.
Yeah, but he still hates him.
He still
Yes.
hates him.
Yeah, he still most definitely hates him.
Yeah. So he and Barry are packing up because Barry's going to go with him to the jail to get Brittany, which, is in Rome and he's in Enigma. It's like a couple hours away.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy shows them that he's putting $500 inside of a bear and he's given her $1,200 total. So this is a good way to get her started so she doesn't feel dependent on him. It's totally his idea. Well,
but it's his money, so she is totally dependent on him, and she's going to live with him. And
I was like,
I don't get it.
It's not like you gave her $1,200 that you won from the lottery. This is like your money, so
Your
obviously
money.
she's dependent on you.
Yeah, but it's Andy talking. Nothing ever makes sense with him. He's probably going to write a song about it and play it on his guitar later.
And Barry says, is it smart to give her $1,200 when she's a addict? Is that smart?
It's
And
always the children that make the most sense.
And he says,
always.
Well, she doesn't have that problem anymore.
Because she's in fucking jail.
Because she's in jail.
Yeah. They're always clean and sober in jail.
Well,
some of them
are.
Yeah.
And then he tells Barry, in total, he spent about $6,000 on her. Now, if I was those kids, I'd be like, what? And you got to come to my house to use my washer and dryer? What?
Yes, I would be very, very. This is another example of why they hate him so much. They may hate him a little bit more than I hate him. I got a lot of hate for him. Yeah. He's awful.
He's awful. And Barry goes, where are you getting this money? Right. And Andy goes, work. You got to work hard. You got to work hard. And he goes, give me some money because you got to work hard too, son.
But your bitch in prison ain't working hard. How come she gets money, Dad?
Well, maybe she's working the laundry at the prison. You don't know her life. You don't know what she's doing.
Oh, no, I don't. I don't know about that prison life anymore. You're right.
Stop. So Andy starts to say that he understands addiction in some way because he's like, look at the size of me. I'm a food addict. I'm an emotional eater. I find myself in times of stress overeating. So I can relate to addiction.
Mayor Payne, just please go to the next subject before I get myself fired today.
Okay.
All the things I want to say, but I'm not going to say them. I'm going to plead on this one. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
So Barry calls his sister Destiny, Andy's daughter that we met, and immediately squeals on Andy and spills all the tea. Andy was like in the next room over. He didn't even care.
Yeah. He's like, I don't give a fuck. What is he going to do? Run after me? No.
He puts Destiny on like FaceTime and he goes, can you believe this? Dad just told me he has given that girl $1,200 in cash and he done bought her a new iPhone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He done bought her a new iPhone.
Yeah, they are country.
And Barry goes, and Destiny goes, oh, really? Okay, great. And then Barry, sweet baby angel, goes, well, do you think they'll get married? And Destiny starts dying out laughing. She's like, have you been hit on that? Were you dropped on your head as a baby?
Yeah, Andy probably did. We know what kind of dad he was. Probably dropped all three of them on their heads. And then left.
And Destiny and Barry just laugh about how stupid their dad is.
Yeah.
And Destiny goes, I have a bad feeling about this whole thing. And I hope she doesn't run off with his money, but it'll be a good lesson for him if she does.
And I 100% think they hope that this totally fails. And it will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it will.
Yeah. So now we see Barry and Andy, looks like the next day, and they're getting in the car with too many balloons. And it's like, there goes one, kill the environment, kill the turtles. There goes another one, kill the environment, kill the turtles, kill the fish. It's like, there they go. They keep losing the balloons. And they're in the car and they're talking about the cake and the balloons and say how great it is that Brittany's release date is on her son's birthday. So over 4 kids, one of them, it's the birthday. What a great present. That kid's going to, for the rest of his fucking life, remember, my birthday was November 2nd when I got released from prison. My mom got released.
He'll never forget that one. Yeah, it is awful. Yeah. But they're going to celebrate it. They think it's like great. They are acting like Brittany worked with the prison system to make sure that this happened this way. So it could be a double celebration. That is how they're acting. It's like, no, they just give you a fucking date, and it just happened to be on your kid's birthday. So
You got four kids, so I mean, your chances were higher than most.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So Brittany calls while they're in the car, and he's like, I'm just so excited, Brittany. I mean, I can't believe this day's gotten here now. I just feel like I might jump right out of my skin. I just can't believe I'm not driving 100 miles an hour. That wouldn't serve us.
Well, we've already seen you drive through a fucking tornado, and while you're on the damn phone. So we would totally buy it if you were driving 100 miles per hour with your child in the car.
Oh, my God. So then she's explaining that, they told her about being released, and you can't pull up in front of the prison to get her. You have to drive down the road. She's going to get in a van. Of course, production already knows all this stuff, whatever.
Like, we all know that. We've seen it happen a million times. Like, we know.
We know about the roadside drop-off. So, and they just open the door and push you out with your garbage bags full of clothes. So
don't forget your shit.
So now they're going to meet up with Gracie. And so Andy reminds us, we didn't need to be reminded, that Gracie completely hated him when they first met. And he's hoping she's warming up to him a little bit.
Yeah.
So
worry about your own kids warming up to your ass a little bit instead of Gracie. It's like Gracie's been talking to Allie and Destiny, and they've been all talking about Andy.
That's a great point. Worry about your own kids.
Yeah.
So they get to the Holiday Inn Express or whatever, and there's Gracie in the hotel lobby, and he's like, oh, wow, you were waiting here for us? That's so nice. And she does seem nicer. He's like, this is Barry. Yeah. I forgot to say in the car that I think he said to Brittany, he was like, well, when Gracie, she met me, I'm the coolest guy, and now she gets to meet Barry, the second coolest guy.
Yeah, says the man who has Patrick Star on his fucking phone case. Like,
I mean, it's really something.
Yeah.
So anyway, she seems nice. She seems like maybe she's thought about it a little bit.
I think it was because Barry was there. And she didn't have to fucking talk to Andy solo. She was very happy to see that Barry was there. Yeah.
And that he seemed nice and everything. And she's looking at him like, can you believe this shit?
Right.
So Gracie says in her talking head in the hallway, she's like, yeah, Andy does seem to be putting in an effort, and that's good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll be nice or whatever. Tomorrow's a big day, so I'm glad that he's, here. I don't know what she says.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's move on to Tisha.
Wait a minute. Go back.
Okay. What did I forget?
Did you see in the hotel room that he couldn't even fucking get double beds? Poor Barry has to sleep on the pull-out couch. That is how much of a goddamn loser Andy is. Like,
yeah, he could have gotten two beds for the same price.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He don't give a fuck. He hates his children. He really does. He hates them so much. And he takes every opportunity to remind them how much he fucking hates them.
He's like, I've given this woman $6,000. I've done bought her a new iPhone, but you're going to sleep on this pull-out couch.
Yes, you are a poor child.
Oh, God, that is funny. All right, now we got to go on to LaTisha and my husband, Keith.
And her Spanx outfit.
I heard you and Amy talking about this. Did you think, I think you forgot to put your clothes on when you went out. You and your bra and your Spanx.
I thought she was getting dressed. You know what I mean? And that was just, was gonna keep everything tight and right.
Yeah.
We should put our clothes on. But no, the bitch went out the house, went out in public, just like that, with no shame. Imagine that.
Throw a Lisa Rinna duster on top of that. Something.
Or like a t-shirt. You know how the kids, you wear the little, I still call them biking shorts.
Yeah.
T-shirt or something like that. But no, not on LaTisha's world. That's not what we do.
So she gets home from being out at the club, which she really wasn't because it was like broad daylight. And
right.
She's like, hey, Aunt Marcia, thank you for cleaning up the kitchen. Thank you for watching the kids. Sorry I was a little bit later, but my husband was calling me. And then Aunt Marcia's like, all right, now Aunt Marcia gives zero fucks. She is so laid so far back on that couch. I think she's stoned out of her mind. She didn't care.
Yeah. So I saw somewhere, and I cannot get this out of my mind. Someone posted a picture of Aunt Marcia, and they said, Aunt Marcia looks like Biz Marquis, and it cannot be unseen. And you know what? She fucking does. I was like,
she does.
Thank God for the interwebs, because that is exactly who they look like. They were twins.
Did Biz Marquis recently die?
He did. He did.
You
Like,
got what I need.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is Aunt Marcia's twin. Brother for sure. I mean,
That
they are
is
twins.
so funny. That is
Yeah,
so
and
funny.
accurate. Yeah.
Um, so she's like, listen, Aunt Marcia, I know that you went and told Keith sorry, you went and told Keith that my ring looked a lot more expensive than what I was supposed to spend. She goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Aunt Marcia gives 0 cents. She goes, yeah,
No.
I was going through the statements and I saw it. Until she goes,
Mm.
Aunt Marcia, did you forget he's my husband? Did you forget we are married? We are married. And Marcia goes, I didn't forget, but
Right.
that was my area before you came along, and it's still my area. And there was a
Mm-hmm.
big chunk of money, and it was over what the two of you had discussed.
Right.
And LaTisha goes, Aunt Marcia, I don't appreciate you going behind my back and telling him stuff. And she goes, well, this is my job to observe. She hadn't barely lifted her head off that couch pillow to have this conversation.
What the fuck is LaTisha gonna do? Beat
Yeah.
her up? She's on probably fucking probation. All she has to do is call the cops. I mean, yeah. LaTisha doesn't look like she could fight.
She goes, not in that outfit. And she goes,
Right.
well, I'm going to talk to my husband and let him know that his wife comes first and you don't need to be involved in all of this.
Apparently she does. That's why he keeps her on the fucking account. To watch out.
And Marcia laughs and goes, okay, Niecy Poo.
Yeah, she don't fucking give. She cares not because she knows LaTisha can't do a goddamn thing. Period.
Niecy Poo. So then I was like,
Yeah.
is she calling her Niecy Poo like Niecy Nash? But then it's because she's her niece. Yeah, that's when I got it. Yeah.
But she added the poo part just to be a little bit fucking sarcastic. Okay, Niecy Poo, who can't
she
do
was
shit.
just laughing. And I just put all caps. Love Aunt Marcia. Love Aunt Marcia's energy.
Mm-hmm.
Love her. She's over there just babysitting those kids. I just love her. Really only the one kid because the older daughters.
Other ones, yeah.
She's trying very hard to escape her mother.
She is in her emo stage for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you would be too if your mom had married Keith.
Or just the fact that LaTisha's her mom. And she's
true.
been to jail like 13 times. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now let's go on to Brittany and Kerok. This is very interesting this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sad that I missed talking to y'all last week when EB was talking about who she was staying with in Alexandria. And then he just started shortening it to Alexander. Who are you staying with there in Alexander? It's like, EB, if you're going to besmirch my town, at least say it right. Yeah.
Oh, EB and the 5 dreadlocks. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad that you and Amy were both agreeing that EB is a little scary.
Hell, if EB showed up at your door, would you fucking open the door? No, you would not. Mm-mm. No.
He looks like it's something from a scary movie. He really does. Like
yes.
Scary.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm sure he's doubled in some damn scary movies before. There's no way that he hasn't. There's probably some fucking creatures that are based off of EB.
Creatures. So we see them walking out of the store and she's like all flustered. And she's like, now I got to do my video visit from the car because I can't be late. Right. And so she gets in the car, whips out that iPad, sets it up on the steering wheel. This is not the first time she's had a video visit.
Absolutely not.
No, she had a little stand on her steering wheel. So she talks to Kerok about EB and she was like, listen, EB is always accusing me of something. Like, do you be asking EB to stalk me or something? Do you be asking him?
No, I don't be asking him. No.
And he goes, well, he's out there. He's my brother. He's out there helping me. She goes, well, he acts like a stalker. Mm-hmm. And then she goes into this whole, like, I've learned as I've grown up, like, our past is not perfect, but his opinion is not needed or wanted. I'm in a relationship with you. And then she says, look, I've learned my lesson because sometimes I ask Carla things about what you're doing. But I decided after that lie she recently told that I'm not going to do that anymore because we need to trust each other and only talk to each other. And that's what I've learned from Carla lying about the fight. And it needs to be the same with EB. You need to just trust me.
And Kerok is like, that's good that you're going to do that. But unfortunately for you, I'm going to still have EB following you everywhere you go.
And since you also live with my other two brothers, I don't know if any of these people are related, but since you live with my other two brothers, you've got 3 people following you. Yeah.
So I feel like the brothers that she lives with are probably really his brothers.
Yeah, just act. Then yes, because she said she lives with his family. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, we gotta people easily call other people's sister, brother, cousin, nephew,
Yeah.
auntie, and they're not
Mm.
blood related. But I just feel like the two goose at the house are really related to Kerok in some sort of way. I just do.
Oh, those guys, Dumb and Dumber. So she says, I'm not going to ask Carla anything anymore because it's not
Hmm.
beneficial and it's not positive and I'm trying to grow. And he goes, that is great.
Yeah.
But EB is my right hand and
Hmm.
that's not what I'm going to be doing. But that's great for
Right.
you and your growth. That's great.
Hmm. Yep.
Then the call like quickly ends and she cries like, I hate that. I hate that they just end. Like I didn't even get to say goodbye or I love you. And
You know what? They should just start the conversations out with, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you and goodbye before this phone cuts off, like it always does. They always act
right.
like it's such a huge surprise. It's like, it happens like every time.
Yeah, like, you have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, that's it.
So now we see this is super interesting. Brittany is going to meet with the fertility doctor, Dr. Keith. So
Yeah.
she
No
she
relation to LaTisha's husband.
no.
No.
So she explains to Dr. Keith that Kerok is trans and she wants to carry a baby with Kerok's eggs and a sperm donor. So it'll be a sperm donor, Kerok's eggs, and she'll be the carrier. And then she
Hmm.
says, IVF is very expensive, but Kerok be saving his money from his old sugar mamas. So Kerok be really smart when it comes to his money. And then she tells the doctor she only has one fallopian tube and wonders
Hmm.
if that's a problem. So the doctor explains no, because we're not going to use your fallopian tubes.
Right.
That's for the ovulating. We're only going to use your uterus. So okay, great. So we're getting a
And this is
science lesson.
someone who has not done any research to know any, because I even knew that. I'm like, well, they're not using your eggs, so they don't
It
really
doesn't have to go up the tube.
up there. They just need your uterus.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but poor bless her heart.
So Kerok calls and the doctor explains, like, okay, so you're going to need to totally 100% come off of all your testosterone, which he's been doing for 18 months,
Right.
which will, once you come off, will then give you probably estrogen to stimulate your
Hmm.
eggs. So then you'll
Yeah.
be hyper feminized. Your breasts will come back. Your voice will get higher. We
Right.
have to do all of that in order to stimulate the eggs for the egg retrieval.
Yeah.
And he immediately, which I knew he would, immediately goes,
Right.
no, no way. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. He says, I've come so far with this. I'm not going to just totally start over and reverse the process. I'm not going to do it. And so Brittany goes, well, why don't you think about it? And he
Yeah.
says, there's no thinking about this. I'm completely uncomfortable with it.
So this one was a rough one. I'm like, who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy here? Like, I'm like, is he being selfish, or do I kind of lean more towards like I kind of understand what he's
I
saying.
understand. He's,
Yeah.
he's, he probably had to come to this decision within himself that he was going to actually do this transition and to start the
Right.
process. He started with the testosterone. It's many years, obviously,
Right.
of procedures and things ahead. So he's like, I've already been doing this for a year and a half
Yeah.
after he had to probably struggle very hard to make that
Right.
decision. And now he's doing it. He's not going to backtrack on it. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him at
I don't blame
all.
him either. I really don't. No, but
I
here again we are. No one has done any fucking research about
No,
having any of this done. Like, that is something that they probably should have already known.
right.
You
Obviously, I hope
know?
she's not getting paid for this. She's not having to pay for this consultation because she's getting some basic information here.
Right.
So she starts to cry and she was like, well, I just wonder though, if it's my egg, if you would still feel attached to the baby like it's yours, if it's, my egg and a sperm donor. And he goes, yeah, because what if we adopted? Of course, I would be
Right.
my baby as my baby. Of course I would. It's going to be me and
Right.
you at making a baby. So then she asked the doctor, well, now does this put a whole different question into the one fallopian tube?
Hmm.
Because she needs to know if she's ovulating from that
Right.
one tube. And he says, it's going to depend on if you ovulate from that tube. So what we'll do is we'll take eggs out, we'll send them to the lab, we'll inseminate, then we
Hmm.
have to do a fresh or frozen transfer. All these things are way down the line. But first we have to find out if in the words of Michael, is you ovulating from that one tube. So to find out, is you ovulate from the one tube. So, and the doctor says, and the more procedures we do, the more expensive it is. And what does
Right.
he
Of
say?
course.
What does Kerok say?
I think
Who
he said
cares?
any. Yeah,
Money's
because
no object.
sugar
Yeah,
mamas are gonna, I don't know, foot the bill for it.
yeah. He said, "Oh, that's the least of my concerns. The least of my concerns."
Really?
Yes.
They mentioned adoption.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. I don't know. No, two ex-cons. I don't know if they would be at the top of the adoption list.
Oh, you think they would not be approved, is
I
what you're
don't think they
saying.
would be
Yeah.
approved. I
Mhm.
don't. Is that your dog or my
It
dog's?
is my dog
Oh,
because
thank God it's not my children. Okay.
I know
Okay.
I am here alone, and there are dogs downstairs, and they're gonna bark. I can't do anything about it. There's nobody here to
No,
help me.
it happens. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
So, the doctor explains how it'll work, and it's gonna be expensive, and that's when Kerok's like, "Money's no object, it doesn't matter." And then she cries and says, "I really wanted adoption to be our last option, and I really was hoping I could carry your baby." And he's like, "It's gonna be fine. It's totally gonna work out no matter what happens, it's gonna be fine." And then she's like, "When he gets home, we have a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to think through." Yeah, you do.
So I was doing a little bit of snooping,
Okay. Ooh, okay.
and I don't know if this is true, but just from my snooping, I
Mhm.
think Kerok is back in jail.
Stop.
Yeah, because
No.
I finally found Brittany's page. I could not find it, but I think I found it through Raneka.
Mhm.
And there is a hashtag
Free
free
Key
my
Rock.
baby rock or free key rock. And then I was looking at her pictures and there's no recents of Key Rock. So I have a feeling that he went back to jail.
Are there any pictures of him when he was out? Was he ever
Mm,
out? Or did he never get out?
I
I
can't
wonder.
remember. I can't remember. No, we know he gets out because we
Oh,
saw
because
that
they're on
in the
that's right.
previews.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we know it gets out. But I think he's back in jail. I'm gonna do some more snooping. See if I can find out for sure.
Oh, Lord help us. Okay.
Well, he was trying to pay for that IVF. He had to go back to a life of crime.
He had to go to those laundromats,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Key Rock be good with his money, he'd be saving. Alright, let's go to Savannah
Ugh,
and Jake.
oh my god.
So, I'm
Oh
so
my god, oh my
excited
god.
because today's the day I might be getting married. I'm so nervous. I've already pooped twice.
Because we so needed to know that. Thanks, Savannah.
Remember in the car, she tells me she gets nervous, she needs to
Yes.
poop. Yeah.
I mean, I would be shitting my pants too if I were going up to marry somebody who already said they didn't want to marry me.
Yeah, I'm gonna force it on him.
Yeah.
So she's driving in the car in her white dress and her veil is white and says bride on the back. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like a way to be subtle.
Yep.
And she cries in the car. He's just so wonderful, and I want to spend my whole and it can help in his commutation. And I understand if he doesn't want to get married now, but it's like an '80s rom com. Like, how could he say no if I come up with a dress on? But there's no part of me that thinks it's a mistake. I will convince him.
Okay, Molly Ringwald. Like, come
Uh,
on, bitch. Like, and she
80s
says,
rom com.
yeah, she looks like that's how she lives her life. And then she says commutation as much as LaTisha says husband.
Yeah, she does. She's like,
She
I
really
know a
says it
big
a lot.
word. It's commutation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she just keeps using it and using it and using it.
So she arrives at the prison and she takes off the veil that says bride. She suddenly has a realization that that was too much.
You
Um,
think?
and puts a jean jacket over her wedding dress and takes her
Mm-hmm.
flowers in with her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now we see her leaving the prison. Okay. She throws the bouquet out the window, to which I say, that's littering. You should have just gave it to the lady at the front desk to put on to brighten somebody's day with some flowers.
Well, she had to be theatrical.
Yes, true. That's
Yes,
a
it's
great point.
Savannah. Yeah,
That's a
she
great
had to be
point.
she needed the theatrics.
Um, and she says, well, here's what happened. So I sat down with him and I showed him the marriage paperwork and I said, I have already signed this. So you
Mm-hmm.
signed it too, and then we'll be married. Okay. And then you'll be my husband. And he chuckled and just said no. But
Yeah.
like an '80s rom com, I laid my heart on the line. I told
Yeah.
him what I want. And he doesn't want that. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want to be married in prison. And what I've discovered is you can't push yourself on other people if it's not time, like I did with his mom. And so it's time that I learned my lesson.
Bitch, you
Okay,
learned your
girl.
lesson because he said no and you're in a damn wedding dress. What else can you do?
I mean, oh my gosh.
It is desperation at its finest.
But he really likes her, it seems like, at least on the phone.
I think he really likes the money that she's sending him because his family's not sending him anything because they're all afraid of him.
They're afraid of him, but we don't know why.
And I guess we're never going to find out.
Somebody, if you know these people, I mean, always on this show, somebody writes in and goes, oh my God, I live in that same town. I've heard about that
Yeah.
guy. Somebody let us know. Like, why? Let us know.
And they're still together.
Okay, well, great. Is he out of prison? No.
Nope.
Banging chicks across South Dakota or wherever she lives. So he calls her and he goes, hey, lover, which is what he always says. Is so weird. Hey, lover.
Yeah.
And he says, honey, I can't believe your ass came in here with a wedding dress on and a marriage certificate. And then he says, it's so meaningful to me that you're willing to commit to me at the lowest point in my life when I have nothing to offer, but yet you still want to devote yourself to me. And I want you to know that it really means a lot to me, but I want to be able to take care of you and our future family. And you deserve that, honey. Well, she just ate that shit
running
right up.
game. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He said all the right words. He is running game on this girl so fucking hard. Like, he could write a book about running game from prison. Because that is exactly what he has. No intentions of being with that girl once he gets out of prison. Period. Point blank. Unless he needs a place to stay.
Yeah. I bet she's his Monday girl, and then a different girl comes on Wednesday, and a different girl comes on Friday.
Yep.
So in her talking head, she says, the daily dedication that Jake shows me is enough for me. The future is everything that I still want it to be. We're in a great spot, and we will get married in our own way one day. No, girl, it's not going to happen.
No. And then she said what did she say? The daily devotion?
Daily dedication. Daily dedication.
You mean your phone calls? Because he has no one else to talk to? Maybe? I don't.
Yeah. I think what did he do? He like burned down a drug dealer's house. I mean, he did something real bad. He's in there for a long time.
And I need to find out what the hell, why everyone's afraid of Jake. Like, we could actually start a podcast called Why is Everyone Afraid of Jake? Because there's something. Yes, there's something. There's a big something that we just don't know. And we need to know.
Well, here's something we do know. We do know Asonta has passed away. Okay? We do know.
We know.
R.I.P.
We for sure know that he has passed away.
He died.
His funeral.
We're very sorry.
We read the obituary.
Sad.
We had a great bunkie who found it for us. We know it all.
Sad.
It is.
It's really sad.
Because this is not the first time that someone has passed away from the show, but it's usually after their season and they're done on the show that it happens. Yeah. So this is the first.
So we got Raneka and Asonta, whose name is apparently not Asonta because they put Asonta in quotes, and it's also spelled Asonta. So anyway, his name is LaTisha. So So what was his mother thinking, Keisha? LaTisha.
I mean,
that's really a new one.
I can't talk. And can I say something for the Black community real quick?
Okay.
We like doing that. We just do. It's like Scrabble. You just kind of throw it down and you just make up a word. I mean, my middle name is Wanetta, but it ends with an E.
Spell that.
Waynette.
Waynette. Wanetta. Okay, well, Nette, I would say Netta. Yeah.
So my dad's middle name is Wayne, and my mom's middle name is Renette. So one of their neighbors came up with my fucking middle name. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's how, when we were trying to figure out the names of, for Match Me Abroad, my girl from Jackson.
Oh, yes. Stanika was named after her. Remember when we first started talking about him, I was like, I bet her dad's name is Stan.
And it was.
It was.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. It really does. Yeah. Like, I'll see other girls and their name will be like Rick Keisha.
Yeah.
Daddy's name was Rick. And
we saw that Raneka's daughter is Ricky with the AH on the end.
Yeah, basically, and that's probably her dad.
Her dad's is Rick. Yeah. Keisha does not speak for all Black people. She is referring to her own experience.
Yeah. Of the
don't come at me and say Keisha doesn't speak for everyone. I know she doesn't. I also don't speak for all white people. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. You're welcome.
Because we got to explain that sometimes.
Sometimes we have to explain. You're talking your experience. I'm also speaking of my experience. Okay.
Yes.
The MTV Video Music Awards are tomorrow night, Tuesday night, September 12th. You guys, you don't want to miss it. It's music's most iconic night. There's going to be unbelievable live performances from some of your favorites like Anitta, Doja Cat, Karol G with a K, guys, Lil Wayne, Måneskin, and so many more. And you don't want to miss Demi Lovato's 6 years in the making return to the stage of the VMAs. You guys, I love Demi Lovato. Plus, this year's video vanguard is Shakira. She's going to bring the house down with a career-spanning performance. She's going to be shaking it. And Diddy takes home this year's Global Icon Award. The party doesn't stop there. Who's going to take home the Moon Person for Video of the Year? Will it be Doja Cat, Miley Cyrus, Sam Smith, and Kim Petras? I do love that song. SZA, or will it be Taylor Swift? My bet's on Taylor Swift. She's having quite a year. So don't forget, the MTV Video Music Awards, the VMAs, are live on Tuesday, 7 Central on MTV.
Yes.
So
the double names. She knows about the double names.
Oh, Lord, do
the double first names. Yes.
Lord, do I.
Yes.
All right, so we see him sitting in the Winston County, whatever the hell, wherever he was. He's on the phone. They're not concerned about him being an armed, dangerous criminal. He's just sitting there on the phone. He's just like, can I use your phone? Yeah.
Well, last week we saw there was prisoners walking outside by themselves. Like, where are the bars? Like, there wasn't even a prison guard with them walking with them. This is
low
pretty
security,
laid back over here. Yeah.
Low security. They just trust you not to leave.
Yeah.
So he's on the phone and he's being real weird. And he's saying like, I've got Nika out here going to help me. So I don't want Whoop to call her. And so go ahead and transfer that money. But I don't need Nika talking to Whoop on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. So he says, he hangs up and he looks real sketchy, kind of looking down and around. And he's like, yeah, my auntie, she's on top of it. She's on top of it. So then he calls Raneka and he goes, yeah, my aunt's going to send the money so you could post the bail. Now they said it was bond, but now they're using the word bail.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, oh, I'm so horny. Woohoo, I need you out. I was like,
I didn't need to know that. Like, no.
And she didn't wig court in session. She didn't fix her wig. It was way back on her head. We've seen it look better.
And it's lifted in the back. Like when you have on the wig, like how she is wearing it, you're not supposed to see any of your natural hair. And you can see all her kitchen in the back. You can see her dark. Yeah, that's like the kind of the nap part of your hair.
Well, it's just like the baby hairs hanging out of the back. Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, but they're a little bit more coily, and we can see.
Why do you call it kitchen?
We just do.
I've never heard that.
I don't know if it's a Southern thing, but like we call it the kitchen. Yeah,
yeah. It's interesting because we've seen even that we think that wig is horrible and ugly, but at least before it has been sitting on her head properly. This was not sitting on her head properly.
I mean, Mary Payne, the bitch only out of 10 fingernails, she's got like 3 fingernails on them.
That's true.
Okay, so
she's had a rough few days. She has.
When she got there, she had only 5 nails. Now she's lost a couple of more. It's just like, why don't you get your hair done and your nails done?
Yeah, I would have, but she's out of money. So he calls her and it's like somebody, the auntie or whatever, send in the money so you can post the bail. And so, she says, all right. So she gets $1,410. So I'm like, so she's short $1,590 because wasn't it $3,000?
Well, yeah, I guess he wanted both his bitches to split the fee.
Yeah. Well, she got the raw end of that deal. So
yeah, she did.
She's like, oh, Lord, here I got to get to Walmart. I got to get this money order because they only take the cashier check or the money order. I got to get to Walmart. I got to get back to the prison before that lady goes home for the night. Oh, Lord. So she dances around the Walmart parking lot with that money order. And she goes, I've already spent thousands of dollars on this man. And now I got to dip into my daughter's college savings. Well, you're stupid.
Well, I mean, if you're going to dip in your kids' college savings, you might as well just fucking get your car window fixed. At least that benefits the whole family.
her car window and the back bumper was. I think she got into an accident on the way to Atlanta. I think somebody
You think
rear-ended
so?
her and blew her window out. Yeah,
And she's
but
gonna spend it on him.
she's like, I got to keep it moving. I can't get this car fixed. I got to keep it moving. Good thing I had this trash bag right here. Just pin it right up.
And her poor, you know how pissed off her kids are gonna be when they see that.
They're gonna be like, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then she's like dancing around with that cashier's check in the Walmart parking lot. She's like, I need to see my man. I ain't never seen my man in person. I ain't never seen my man outside the prison walls. I'm so excited to see my man. I was like, you've only seen your man on the phone.
That's
Don't even
it.
act like
Yeah.
she didn't even see him for an in-person visit.
Well, I think she's gonna use some of those words that she was saying and for new lyrics for her next, album, rap album.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Big
Yeah.
diva. Big diva.
Big diva. Yeah.
So she sits in the car and she's waiting, and then she gets a call from Asonta's auntie. That's what it says. I don't know if she says auntie or auntie.
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 Mm-hmm.
So then Raneka says, okay, great. And Auntie says, well, I didn't know if I should start cooking because you've been sitting there. You've been so nice to be waiting. And Raneka goes, you're so welcome. I would do anything for him. Now, I got a question for you. Are you his auntie? And she goes, no, I'm his girlfriend. And Raneka takes a second and goes, no, I'm talking about Asonta. Are you his auntie? And she goes, yeah, we're talking about the same person. LaCitrus, yeah, I'm his girlfriend. And Raneka goes, bruh.
Yeah.
Just like my son, bruh.
Yeah, she was just like, "Do you really fucking do?" Now, here's where I was a little bit confused. Like, you've got auntie girlfriend at the house cooking, so she's expecting for him and Raneka to come to her place so they can eat. Who the fuck does she think Raneka is?
Maybe she thinks Raneka is an auntie.
Lord have mercy. Ugh,
it's so we're going to find out next week. So then Raneka says, well, I'm not going to let this auntie shit ruin this for me. And, I just assume he's been using this other chick for years. That poor girl.
What happened during your childhood for you to think that this is how a man is supposed to treat you?
Well, she's just like, she must be a sugar mama. Good for him, getting his money.
Well, if she's a sugar mama, she should have paid all $3,000 of the bill.
That's right. She only had $1,410. $1,410 is so specific too, by the way.
Yeah. Wow.
So then she's dancing around like she's got ants in her pants outside the car. She's going, let my man out. Let my man out. Come on. So
can you imagine people at that jail? They're like, hurry up and bring his ass out so this crazy ass girl will get from in front of the fucking jail, doing all this gyrating and jumping up and down and talking about she's horny. And we've had enough of her. We have had enough of her.
That girl at the desk was like, you can wait outside. Get out of here.
Because she could have easily told her, ma'am, you could go wait over there in that chair.
Yeah.
She probably didn't want to fucking see that green and blonde hair for like the next 2 hours. Like,
that lady was like, hey, have y'all seen that 7-Up looking wig? So he comes out and she's going, yes.
Yeah.
She's dancing in a circle. She runs up to him. She punches him like a second grader on the playground.
I'm surprised she didn't say, bruh, when she was punching him. Bruh.
And then she jumps up on him and straddles him and is crying. It's like, I love you. I love you. Now, somebody did get a screenshot of her saying, I love you, and bawling, crying, and was like, well, now we feel bad for her because he is dead. So that is real sad.
Yeah, but something that's even sadder?
Oh, no. What?
Is that, I've been watching her Instagram. And so she has posted like...
I did not know you had been watching her Instagram. I don't even know what her Instagram is. Go ahead.
You know I'm nosy.
I know.
And I went on a total deep dive about this. Like I did a deep dive. Okay. So she's posting all of her IG stories. She's got like 50, what do you call them, stories that she's posting, all pictures of Asonta, but not one goddamn picture of them together.
Really? Maybe she couldn't post one of them together until the episode aired, and now it's aired, so she can?
She still hasn't. They have no pictures together. I'm convinced of it.
I mean, just take a picture of your TV like I did. I mean... Now she's got some. Just go right up and get that iPhone, take a picture of your TV.
Don't at me, y'all. Y'all at Mary Payne for that one, because that was more than she said. Take pictures of the television if you want pictures of y'all together. And then people are freaking out. They're like, there's no mention of her in his obituary. Why the fuck would they mention her?
No.
They're not together.
What did the obituary mention? The girl that he's having the baby with? I wonder.
I
didn't read it.
I did, but I can't remember if they did. I mean, they usually don't mention baby mamas and shit like that in the obituary. You just mention the kids. Like they
did he have other kids?
He had other kids, but they don't usually mention the baby mamas in there. You know how much fucking drama that would cause? Bitches fighting over his casket, like I was baby mama number one. No, you don't do that.
All right.
No.
All right.
No.
So we get this talking head of Asonta, and he says, I first went to prison when I was 18. I got out when I was 25. I went back in at age 28, and now I'm back out again at 32. And he says, life is good. I feel better. I'm glad to be out. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to be running the streets anymore or whatever. And then he says, looking directly at the ground, he says, yeah, I look forward to being with Raneka for the rest of my life, and stares at the ground.
Well, when he got out of the jail, he was like, oh, shit, I probably should have had my auntie pick me up instead of this crazy-ass girl. Like, he didn't look like he was interested in her at all. He didn't even look like he was happy to see her.
I know, but when these guys get out, I mean, he's been in prison off and on since 18. He's now 32. They're so shell-shocked when they get into the world. It's just like later on, she's going to like take him to a restaurant and to get him to try to make decisions on what to eat. This always happens. And the inmates are always so traumatized from being in prison. So I think he was traumatized first of all, by that hair.
By the wig. Yeah. By the wig. Most definitely.
And then she's jumping on him and making out with him and stuff. So they do kind of kiss a little bit, and he grabs her ass and she's like, what does it feel like? Urgh. And he says, feels like paradise. And then he says, this is the only ass I'm going to be grabbing. No, she says, this is the only ass you're going to be grabbing. He goes, yeah, what she said. I'm so happy to spend my life with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I foresee some fights.
This upcoming season is not going to be great. And again, we do know he's no longer with us. And it's very sad. It's very sad. So here at the end, we get their closing cards, and we see Jade walking around her house. And it says, Jade is living in the house Chris bought. She's still waiting to be added to the deed. Chris will be released in 2024. So they'll definitely be on Life After
Lockup.
Or Life After.
Yeah.
So then we see Andy standing by the side of the road with some flowers in his hand, while cars go by and kick up dust at him with his son. And it says, the ex-cop and the ex-con will continue their story on Love After Lockup. So we got to see these two dummies. And we know from what we've seen that he was like fully married to somebody else while all this was going on.
Yeah. It's Andy. Yeah.
So then we see LaTisha kept her wedding ring. And then we see that the daughter put the ring on her finger. He like reproposed on the phone or something. But she did remove Keith from her tax business, and he will be released in 2025. What's her situation currently, Keisha?
Well, she's been evicted out of 2 spots. She's got all kinds of lawsuits, and she ain't living life right at all.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if she was like currently also in jail or what was going on with her.
I'm sure she's trying to find an attorney, probably not the same one that she met that one time that we saw her, but she's got some attorney fees of her own right about now.
Yeah. Justice for LaTisha's kids. Okay.
Yes.
Brittany and Kerok continue to discuss their baby plans. They both eagerly await his release, follow their journey on Love After Lockup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's 2 journeys we're following.
Right.
Savannah is still working on Jake's commutation. She hopes Jake will put a ring on it by 2024.
Here we go again.
He gets out in 2028, girl. So I don't know how
it's not going to happen. No.
And we have one more journey, which is Asonta wants steak, shrimp, and sex. And Raneka wants to learn the truth about his auntie. Find out on Love After Lockup. So Love After Lockup, we've got Andy and Brittany. We've got Kerok and the other Brittany. And then we've got Asonta and Raneka. And then we also have Melissa, the male girl from Jersey. That literally is the male girl of one of our monkeys who like ran out to her mailbox and met her. And then we have that new couple. And I feel like his name was Anthony.
I don't know. There's 2 new couples.
Oh, okay. Melissa's not one of them. We have Anthony and then we have somebody else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's 2 new
couples. It's a lot of couples.
Yeah.
Huh. Hopefully. Well, we'll find out next week. I didn't watch the previews too closely because I was tired at that time.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, okay. You know what's funny when I thought about it? You know, the auntie was probably making them steak, shrimp, and salad.
Oh, that's so dark. That's so dark. But don't remember, sex and steak, and sex and shrimp, and sex and salad, and then more sex. And sex is the first thing. Don't forget. I'm so horny.
Yeah. That man's hungry. He is ready for a good home cooked meal. And
he wants to surf and turf, and he's not messing around.
No shit. I mean, he's hungry. He's been having prison food.
Well, guys, we joke, but we understand he's no longer with us, and that is really, really sad because he does have kids, and I'm sure he has, parents and siblings and a couple baby mamas that really loved him, and that's very sad. The whole thing is sad.
He just he couldn't find peace here on earth. Obviously, he just couldn't. So I mean, God rest his soul for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We joke, but that is sad.
Yes.
All right. So you said on Love During Lockup what you're talking about that you had gone on a deep dive. So what else are you talking about over there?
We are talking Teen Mom alumni, Joe Jonas and Sophie's divorce. Yeah. Talk a little bit about what's going on with Honey Boo Boo in college.
Where is she in college?
Colorado.
University of Colorado?
No, they haven't said, but they apparently have one of the best nursing school programs in the States.
Okay, so it's just Colorado, but we just don't know where. Somewhere in the state. Okay, all right. Good for her. Okay.
Yeah. So I think Kim Zolciak update. Yeah, there's new updates like every goddamn day. Yeah,
those two. The last thing I saw was she like in the morning, like 11 o'clock in the morning. She called the police on him, and he had locked her out of the house and put a pillow by the door. Was that the last thing that happened?
Every day, no, it's not. It is not at all. There's several things have happened since then, so it's a hot mess, and you're just like, what the fuck do I believe? Like.
Right at this point, right?
It's like what? So every day there's something new. Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, if I need to learn about it, I'm gonna go over to the Libra Lounge with Keisha and give it a listen. Yeah.
Now, not safe for work, not safe for children.
Not safe for work, not safe for children. Sometimes not safe for Mary Payne. Yeah.
Yeah, not safe for the sensitive at all. So, yes, it is not pink shade over there. It is shade over there.
Oh my God. You guys follow Keisha on Instagram at the Libra Lounge with Keisha. You could just search that up. It'll come right up. And follow us at Pink Shade Pod. And I probably flubbed it up earlier when I was talking about the Cabaret Amy because I had something in my eye. But November 2nd, get your tickets to Cabaret Amy and then add on the Pink Shade After Party. That's how you come and see us. But if you can't come to that, that's fine. Just send me a DM. Ingrid and I will be around. We got special t-shirts we're making. We're doing the whole thing.
And don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes.
Oh, please go over to the Libra Lounge, leave a 5-star review. Head over to Pink Shade. Yeah. All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week where we have a brand new show, which is Love After Lockup. Or is it Life After Lockup? I think it's Love After, right?
Yeah. It's love. Then we'll get life after that. Yes.
Yeah, always. Love and then life. Isn't that what they say?
Yep.
All right. I'll talk to you next week, Keisha. Bye.
Bye.
Not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.